In addition to thinking about your habits and routines, you'll also want to think about your material items. It might be a big shock once you start moving things into the van, and that's normal. But between now and then, it's smart to start narrowing in on what stuff you want to bring along in the van for a couple of reasons. You want to get an idea of how much storage space you'll need in the van, what you can comfortably bring, and what you'll do with the rest of your stuff, which is what we're going to focus on in this lesson. If you're moving out of a house and into a van, you're obviously going to be leaving some of your stuff behind. So in this lesson, I'm going to help you figure out what to do with all that stuff. I'll talk about the pros and cons of putting it in storage versus keeping it, and we'll talk about other big items to think about, like your normal vehicle if you still have one, and what to do about your house if you own it. So let's start with storage. Getting rid of things can be difficult because we're accustomed to having a lot of stuff around us. Buying things when convenient and gathering more stuff even when we don't need it. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself, and if this sounds familiar, starting van life is the perfect opportunity to analyze your attachments to the stuff you have and purge things you no longer need. When trying to determine whether to just sell everything you own or to get a storage unit, there are a number of questions you can ask yourself to help you make the decision. Do you plan to travel long term, like more than a year? Do you know if you'll be returning to the same place once you're finished traveling? And look at every item you have and consider, is it valuable, sentimental, historic, irreplaceable? Why have you chosen to keep these items for so long, and is it something you absolutely need or want? Some people choose to leave things in a storage facility, usually out of necessity or not feeling ready to let go of their stuff, and that's okay. If you don't know how long you want to do van life and you don't know if you're going to return to the same city when you're done, then a storage unit might make a lot of sense. It also makes sense if you have furniture or larger sentimental items that you love and can't easily be replaced. Depending on where you live and the size of your storage unit, it could cost you anywhere from about $50 to $200 a month or more. So in order to keep your costs down, you'll want to seriously think about whether everything headed to your storage unit is worth keeping. Some things are important to keep safe, like documents, photos, letters, and portfolios, for example. If these are the most important items you're concerned about, consider digitizing them and keeping several copies on an external hard drive or on a Google Drive. A safe deposit box is a good option for important documents, jewelry, or small family heirlooms. You can also store these items at a friend or family member's house that you trust. Otherwise, sort through every item piece by piece and decide what can be sold, donated, given to friends, recycled, or thrown out. Then do it again, and then do it a third time if you need to. You can invite a friend over that's good at getting rid of things and solicit their help. And after going through this process multiple times with a discerning eye, if you need to get a storage unit, get the smallest and least expensive one possible to cut down on the cost and the burden. I've heard stories where people weren't ready to get rid of their things and thought they'd be coming back sooner, so they stowed their stuff in a storage unit only to return later and realize they actually didn't need or want what was in there. I've also heard of people who decided they actually wanted to move to a new city after exploring places they'd never been to. Van life can be pretty powerful in changing your mindset about what you need to be happy, so don't be surprised if you end up loving the simplicity of van life and feel differently about all that old stuff sitting in your storage unit when you return. In a minute, we'll briefly talk about keeping versus selling your house if you own one. But when it comes to your stuff, if you plan to keep your house, you can always keep your things there. I still recommend going through the process we talked about earlier and purging anything you no longer need and doesn't bring you joy. You'll probably come to find that, after living minimally for a while, you really don't need all those things that you thought you did. So make it easier on your future self by cleaning out and minimizing before you take off. It can frankly be pretty shocking to return after months of living minimally and suddenly feel surrounded by all of that stuff. Selling your stuff is a great idea if you're considering moving somewhere else after your travels. If your stuff doesn't hold a lot of sentimental value, if it's replaceable, or you plan to do full-time van life indefinitely, selling is a good option. Once you've gone through the sorting process and decide which items can be sold, you can list the items on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, LetGo app, and OfferUp app. You can also post flyers or host a garage sale. If you feel comfortable, share with people what you're doing and why you're inspired to travel in a van. Most people will be happy to support you, even if that means they just buy something small from you and tell their friends. Share your excitement and intention in minimizing your stuff. The options for your car are the same as we've been discussing for the rest of your stuff. Store it, keep it at home, or sell it. If you know you'll be coming back regularly and will need a car, or if you're only hitting the road for a few weeks or months at a time, keep it. Have a friend come over once or twice a month to start it and drive it if they can. Cars don't fare well sitting unused for a long period of time, so keep this in mind. If you have a house with a garage or a driveway where you can store it, that's ideal. Otherwise, you'll want to find somewhere that you can park it for a long period of time as you need. There are climate-controlled storage facilities that will also store your vehicles, but these tend to be costly over the long term. If you're committing to full-time van life, consider selling your car and using the money for your van or your first few months of travel expenses while you're transitioning to life on the road. Again, share with people why you're selling your car if you go this route. If it's not worth much, you can also donate it to a good car donation charity that can pay it forward. The last section of this lesson is for those of you who own a home. If you own a home and can afford to keep it, consider renting it while you're gone. It'll ease some financial strain. You can find a long-term tenant to rent your entire house, or maybe a friend who rents a single room and can keep an eye on the place for you. Another option is to list your house on Airbnb or VRBO to help pay for expenses. This mostly applies for part-time van lifers that would like the freedom to travel for extended periods, but want a brick and mortar home to return to. If you plan to move into the van full-time but want to test the waters first, this is also a good option before making a commitment to full-time van life and selling your home. There are even agencies that can help manage your rental if you don't mind sharing a cut of the rental fee. If you'd rather not rent out your house, ask a neighbor or friend to check on it periodically and bring in the mail. This will bring you some peace of mind while you're away.